Sorry. And now it has matched IE7, IE8, and IE9. Matched those three files. Okay. So sometimes I want to use something called negation. Negation means I want to match anything that is not in this group of characters or in this group of ranges in characters. For example, let's say let's duplicate this one more time. And let's say it's IE, let's say 5, for example. And I want VI to match anything that is not 8 or 9. Okay, I don't care if it's 7 or 5 or 4 or 3 or 100. I don't care. I just do care that it does not match anything, any IE that is followed by a 9 or an 8. So in this, I will use IE followed by the range not 8 or 9. So it matched 7, 5, and as you can see, it also matched this character, because you told him I need IE that is not followed by 8 or 9, so it considered it IE followed by any other character, and this is this must be considered when you make search and replace, and that's why we said earlier that a confirmation may be sometimes very necessary when you make these types of changes, because as you said, IE that's not followed by 8 or 9 will match 7, will match 5, but will also match any other word that contains IE followed by any other number or character. So you have to be very careful when doing such replacements. So speaking of which, so how can we target or search for whole words? And this feature, it's worth noting that this feature is only available in VI regular expressions. Other editors that use regular expressions do not have this feature, which is how to match a whole word. For example, let's have a look at this word LTE. And LTE means, in HTML, if you're curious to know, it means less than. So this line basically says that if the browser visiting the page is less than IE8, do so and so. Okay, what I do care about is that I want to search for all LTE words in the document. So that is easy. Let's search for LTE. Okay, it matched the first one correctly, the second one, and the third one, the fourth, the fifth. But wait a minute, it also matched alternate. It did contain LTE inside the word, and so it matched it. So this behavior is obviously not required, not desired. So how can I match LTE when it's only a whole word? Okay, you can tell me you can match LTE that is preceded by a space and followed by a space. Okay, that's fine. But what if I have, if in another example, because this example may be a little simple, but what if in another example I have LTE followed by a comma or preceded by a question mark, for example? In this case, how can you be very specific about matching LTE as a whole word? So in this case, VI provides us with a very handy way to do this, which is it's backslash followed by the angular bracket followed by the pattern, and then backslash, and you close it. So in our case, it's LTE, and it's gonna match first one correctly, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. And as you can see here, it matched LTE here at the end of the document, and it did not match, if you recall, the word alternate when LTE was inside it, because it only matches a whole word, and it will also match this even if it contains a punctuation mark. Let's do it again. As you can see, it matched it, although it contained a punctuation mark after it. It did recognize that this is a word and that it has to match it. You can also use this pattern. It's not just for whole words. It's used to match the the string if it is at the start of a word like this. For example, backslash, and let's search for the word com only if it's at a start of a word. So it matched commercial and comment. You can see here another comment, Komodo, so on. But it did not match any, if you can have a look here, it did not match any strings where com was it was at the end or at the middle of the word. It only matched com that is occurring at the start of the word. And similarly, you can use this to match any string that occurs at the end of the word. Now let's say we want to search for the string that is only occurring at the end of a word. For example, let's search for the word port. Here we have a viewport. Let's search for the word port, but only if it is at the end of a word. As you can see here, we are breaking apart the previous pattern that we used in order to search for whole words by just mentioning the other part of the pattern, which is backslash followed by the angular bracket. If you press, sorry. If you press enter, you can see that it matched viewport, and it did not match any other port, P-O-R-T, in the document. If we search for port normally, you find that it occurs many times in the document, but not as at the end of a word. It's maybe at the start of the word or at the middle of the word, but not at the end of the word. And as we said, this is a unique feature for VI in regular expressions. Okay, so here you have seen how to search for the strings using regular expressions, and these search techniques can be used exactly the same way they are used for replacement. So let's see, for example, the last example we used port. Let's just replace this with sort, anything. Okay, view sort instead of viewport, and it left the rest of the document intact. Okay, let's search for one of other examples. We said IE followed by 8 to 9. Let's replace it with Internet Explorer. I'm just trying to be funny. Okay, so we replace these with Internet Explorer. As you can see, these search commands can be used in search and replace. All you have to do is just supply your search command, either this for the current line or this for the whole document, and then a slash, and then you type whatever regular expressions or whatever strings you want to search for, and then another slash and the replacement, and then a G if you want this to be global. So in this section we have discussed regular expressions. We have also discussed how to search and replace for strings inside the same line or inside the whole lines of, or the all lines of the document. We discussed how to confirm our replacements, how to use the GE command in order to supply commands to a pattern once it's found, and how can this be very useful when you want to search and replace a pattern once another pattern is found. And we have also taken a look at regular expressions, the various meta characters that are used in VI in order to do some powerful search and replace operations. I advise you to, again, to study these commands very well and to practice as much as you can in sample files. You have to practice all the commands that you have seen here and in the previous chapters in order to have a quick, a strong grasp of how VI works, because it only gets into your mind by strong practice. Thank you for watching.